For today's video, we are standing and covering one of the biggest developments in all of Colorado and probably the one that will change Castle Rock forever.
That's right, we are in Dawson Trails. And guys, there are so many cool things coming to this area. We're not just talking homes, but we're talking new sports complexes. We're talking new interchanges on the highway so that people can access this. Like when we say it's gonna change Castle Rock forever, we literally mean it.
For perspective, we've covered Southeast Aurora a lot.
Yep.
So being specific, South Shore, that development, this is about 3 times the size of that, right? So when you're talking commercial, when you're talking all the homes, if you have any desire or curiosity as far as what living in Castle Rock looks like, it will never be more possible than these next couple of years moving forward. And if you're getting in now, you're in a great spot.
100%. So let's dive in a little bit more as to what you're going to get here in Dawson Trails, Castle Rock. All right, so Dawson Trails, located here on the south side of Castle Rock, ultimately is going to be comprised of about 5,890 homes. You're looking just shy of about 6,000 homes.
Correct. So that's what we were talking about when it comes to places like South Shore being closer to 2,000 homes. And as big as that development was, this is literally 3 times the size of it. They've also done some restructuring based off of its first initial plans submission, right? Where and Eli can elaborate on that. But the bottom line is that resubmission adjusted open space and park space up by 200%.
Correct. Yep. Reduced the amount of homes by 26%.
By 26%. So it just furthers our conversation when we talk about the growth in Colorado. Colorado really still doing it the right way, where they encourage growth and they know it's happening and it's inevitable, but these revisions and making sure it gets done the right way is what we really appreciate.
Now, one of the biggest milestones that they just recently hit was this new interchange, or the new exit off of I-25, just got completed as far as the east-west bridge connecting Dawson's Trail to Crystal Valley, which is the other major development just on the other side of the highway.
Which is awesome and ultimately means you guys are not having to drive just frontage roads to get down here, but you'll actually have your own exit and everything you need. And it literally takes maybe another 3 minutes on the highway.
Yep.
Getting there and then getting off and getting to your residence. And by the time homes are built here and you guys are moving in, it'll be more than complete with everything else. We've also got a Costco. That should be done soon as well.
So Costco is the big news down here. Castle Rock currently does have a Sam's Club. Now this will start the whole Sam's Club versus Costco debate. But what is nice is regardless of which side of the fence you stand on, you will have both options down here in Castle Rock.
Now, as you guys can see, and I'm sure we're showing you some more drone footage, but you can tell regardless of what side of the fence you fall on when it comes to Sam's or Costco, you're gonna have an amazing view of Castle Rock.
That's right, that's right. Now, with Costco being the center point of the commercial development that's out here, you've got another 1.5 million square feet of mixed use development approved out here.
Correct.
So this is not just gonna be your typical master plan community. This is going to be a full-on new commercial sector for Castle Rock in addition to these 6,000 homes.
Correct. Now, side note, and definitely not, I guess, for today's video, but if you're looking at luxury properties, if you're looking at several acres, those are still available here in Castle Rock. You've got plenty of space. We're actually just on the brink of some of them right now as we speak. Plenty of space for that. There's still plenty of unincorporated, what I would call unincorporated. So if you're looking for something that's like that, and you're still liking me on top of some of these mountains, 100% that's still available.
That's right, that's right. Now, I want to talk a little bit more about the uniqueness of where we're sitting in relation to I-25. So Dawson Trails is located on the west side of I-25, and what's so unique and special about this area is that really the Meadows is the only other major community that's been developing on the west side, which west side just means closer to mountains.
Correct.
Closer proximity to the highway as well.
Well, and the Meadows is also significantly pretty north when it comes to Castle Rock, right? Just to give you guys a reference, right west of your outlets, which is very top side of Castle Rock, that's where the Meadows is. So if you guys think about the entire commute down south to where we're at now, there's been nothing on the west side. Everything has been on the east side. It's all beautiful. There's been some great things over there, but everyone's been excited for this side.
That's right. And you know, when we talk about proximity to I-25, what is great about being over here is that you getting on the highway is all of a 1 to 3 minute drive, which if you're already living on the south side of Castle Rock, being able to immediately get on I-25 to head downtown or to head to DIA, that is huge for your transportation time.
Even South Castle Rock, you're still gonna be 37 to 39 minutes from downtown. You've got everything that you're gonna need here. And as far as like going to airport, you're probably about 45 minutes, 42 minutes from DIA.
It may not look like a lot out here right now, but they are estimating to have at least the majority of this done by 2027, I'd say end of 2027. So with everything being approved, with this new interchange, almost near completion right now, guys, we're right around the corner from having this whole area completely be different. So you're not too early, right?
You're not, and believe it or not, like we're out here walking right now, you've got a lot of the roads that are developed, you've got these sidewalks that are developed, you've got the exit that's developed. The rest is just kind of downhill from here, so that's why things are gonna move so quickly. But if you're curious about this area, turning these stones could not be more important. I know we're gonna get ready to hop inside. You're gonna be going over some map overviews for them.
Yes.
We're gonna give you guys everything you're gonna wanna know in addition to what it looks like walking out here right now.
And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna catch up with you guys just about 10 minutes north of here to show you this new Brickyard development that's coming, the new Castle Rock Sports Complex, and all the other cool things that are coming along.
Part of it.
Part of it.
Part of it, man.
And all the other cool things that are coming along with this Dawson's Trail development.
Correct. Long story short, there is plenty of space out here. Castle Rock could not be looking more hip, more cool, more Colorado than ever. All right, now we're not gonna be running these things and helping the development actually build, but we will be helping you with your real estate needs. We've got a relocation guide inside of a QR code right here. We've also got our number below. Call, text, and email. We would love to help you with your real estate needs just as much as we love getting in trouble on these bobcats and making these videos.
All right, now before we go on about the Dawson Trails development or the new Brickyard or Castle Rock Sports Center coming up here, let's show you guys on a map exactly where we're at here in Castle Rock so that you guys have a little bit of reference going forward. If you guys know, I like to show you where we're at just in relation to Denver as our baseline. So here we've got Denver right at the top of the map. As we're gonna take I-25 down south, that is when we are starting to come into Castle Rock. Now this is what I would call the heart of Castle Rock right here. Up here on the north side, you've got the meadows, which we just mentioned. You've got this area right here, which is where you're going to find the outlets and the Whole Foods and just the new commercial side of Castle Rock. And then as we start coming down south a little bit more, this is where we are going to get into downtown Castle Rock or Oldtown. And then south of that, this is where we are getting into Montaigne, which we've talked a lot about. That's a beautiful Toll Brothers neighborhood, and Crystal Valley. This is a little bit older area of Southside Castle Rock. There are also some new builds out here. But to be specific about where we're talking about today, this is going to be directly across the highway here directly across from Montaigne. And this is this whole area we are going to find the new Dawson Trails development. So again, you know, when you look at all the developments that are here on the west side of the highway, the Meadows is pretty much the only one. You've got Philip S. Miller Park right here, which we featured on this channel, a great park for the family. So below here, guys, is really just the perfect spot for Dawson Trails. Now, again, that new interchange that we're talking about, that is coming here right off of I-25 here at Crystal Valley Parkway. So this map right here, this isn't quite done. So this is showing a little bit more than is actually there. Currently, we do have this roundabout right here. You do have this bridge now going over I-25. This part is done. But as of now, you cannot exit this Crystal Valley Parkway from the north or the south side. That is going to be done here very shortly. But all of this right here, guys, is where we're going to find Dawson Trails, Costco, all the things that we just mentioned. Now, for this upcoming Brickyard development, let's show you guys where that is at, because that is another huge massive commercial feature that you are going to absolutely love here in Castle Rock. All right, so coming out of Dawson Trails, we're just going to head up the highway north just about 5 minutes. Again, here you've got downtown Castle Rock, which we are going to show you here in just a second. But if we jump over on the west side of I-25, you've got this whole area right here. And then you can already see they have this blocked off, Castle Rock Sports Center. This is where you're going to find, again, the new Sports Center and the new Brickyard development, which is going to take up this whole area right here. Now, this whole area as it stands, it is kind of underwhelming when it comes to the beauty of Castle Rock. It is very industrial, it's very commercial, a lot of warehouses and just kind of like junky things there right now. As you can see from our drone footage, there's not a whole lot going on here right now, which is the absolute best place they could have put the Castle Rock Sports Center and Brickyard, because that's just going to bring so much more foot traffic to an area of Castle Rock that has just been highly underutilized. So now that you guys know exactly where we are talking about in Castle Rock, let's head to downtown Castle Rock, show you a little bit of what you can find there, and talk a little bit more about the Castle Rock Sports Center and what's to come.
All right, now we are going to get into that old Acme building and some really cool sports complex stuff that's coming. But what we want to do is keep things a little bit more chronological, I guess, just for your guys' experience. So we're going to go right up north from where we were just at. This is Oldtown Castle Rock.
Yes.
I've shown you guys this before. We can have some links down below where you guys can go check out some of our other Castle Rock videos. But we're also going to show you some footage of Oldtown. And this is where a lot of your locals go. This is where you've got some great breweries, some great, really cool mom and pop breakfast spots, which is awesome. And this is literally just within minutes to all the development that you're seeing. I mean, we're midweek right now. afternoon and it's still pretty slow right now. We found parking spots without any problem, but Acme building, the sports complex, really cool, but the local feel of Oldtown is definitely the appeal of why a lot of people live here.
That's right. Now, Oldtown Castle Rock, also known as downtown Castle Rock, we are just about 5 minutes south of the outlets, which you're gonna find on the north side. Also a huge draw to Castle Rock. And we're about 5 minutes north of Dawson Trails, where we just were for you guys.
Correct.
So downtown Castle Rock is a historic downtown. You're gonna find a lot of buildings out here from literally the 1800s, and they've done a really good job of keeping a lot of the historic sites and buildings like the old bank and places that have been, you know, converted into restaurants and diners and things like that. So it very much has its Old Town feel, but also a lot of new school developments around here. Like we're in Festival Park right now. There are so many trails. There's a little like stream.
I feel like when he does one, I got it.
There we go. You do it.
Great Divide Brewery. One of the best breakfast shops, like really cool spot.
That's right. And then you've also got the train tracks that are just on the other side there. So you do have some trains that come through here. Out to the nostalgia of it all. What you got?
Oh, I was waiting for him to pause. I had a second. Speaking of train tracks, there's also like an indoor farmer's market. I can't remember what those are called, but it's like an indoor farmer's market.
It's a store. Yeah,
it's a big old historical building, but it's one story, but you've got all of these small businesses that have like
really cool
sectioned off their little booth area, their little spot. And like you've got really cool local business with little trinkets and food and pies and memorabilia, like anything you can think of is inside there. And it's all local to Castle Rock, which is super cool.
That's right. So downtown Castle Rock here is pretty much comprised of two streets. You're gonna have Wilcox, which we are just off of right now, and then you're gonna have Perry Street. And both of those streets are the main strips of downtown where you've got the shops, the restaurants, the dining, the fun things. But then here in Festival Park, this is where I believe every Thursday, they will have concerts down here, or they'll have movie nights. This is a very, very happening spot for any Castle Rock locals.
Correct. And they have added a parking garage, especially for like the townhomes or the condos that just moved in down the street a couple of years ago, which is really cool. It just helps with overall parking. But because you have the outlets that are just up north and to the west of here on a couple of exits up the highway, that's where a lot of your tourists, out-of-towners come each weekend or every other weekend where you see the big shopping. It's more so for the outlets. It's not necessarily for Old Town Castle Rock. So you do get some cool car shows down here. You get some great little theater nights down here where you'll get some parking and some congestion per se. But while we lived down here for a couple of years, we were still able to find parking. We're still able to come down and enjoy it. It still gives you like that Old Town feel. It hasn't been ruined by the population. And again, it's because there's so many more amenities between Philip S. Miller Park and the outlets and some different things that are growing down south as far as like the sports complex that we're going to be talking about in the old Acme building area. It just keeps everything decentralized enough to where you don't have this being the only thing to come do in Castle Rock, if that makes sense.
Now, we've teased them enough. Will keeps mentioning this Acme building. What are we talking about? So
we're talking about Bugs Bunny and Wile E. Coyote and blowing stuff up.
What we're actually talking about is the new Brickyard development that is being built currently right now at the old Acme brick plant.
Correct.
Yeah, if it's called the plant, but the old Acme brick.
He keeps trying to talk it out of what I've been saying it is.
I'm trying to.
Wile E. Coyote, bro.
Yeah, Wile E. Coyote. There we go. So there's an old Brickyard here, and this is in a part of Castle Rock, located just on the west side of I-25, just immediately north of Dawson Trails. It's in need of some love. It's a very industrial area. Again, there was a literal brick plant there. It's very industrial, a lot of warehouses right now. What they're currently building at the cornerstone of this Brickyard development is the new Castle Rock Sports Center. Now, this is going to be, what, 150,000 square
Literally
feet?
bigger than a Lifetime Fitness. If you've ever seen one of those Lifetime Fitnesses with rock climbing and pickleball and an outdoor pool and slide and all this gym, like those are pretty big places. This looks bigger than one of those, just to give you guys some context.
It is, and it's not just going to be a rec center, so don't get confused. This is going to be a legit fitness center, pools, pickleball, of course, I'm sure, and all sorts of other cool features. But then within Brickyard, you're also having a whole other shopping, dining, amphitheater, outdoor parks and hangouts and mixed use development there as well.
And it is cool. And like some of these things are historic. They've been preserving some buildings, which is great, but there's also just part of these areas that aren't necessarily historic. We're just calling it historic because they're old. And just there's a lot of old tracks, there's a lot of old buildings that just, they're not necessarily historical where like you want to go see it, but it's also just unincorporated where it's not being used, but you've got all this acreage that could be used for just modern usable space, especially for some of the population that's moving down here. What better use to just give you guys more activity that keeps you from having to go up into Lone Tree or Castle Pines or even into Denver. Having everything down here destinationally is awesome. Makes it even more just usable week to week, recreationally, like for the weekends to have something to enjoy, but also enjoying living like you're submerged in the valley of the Rocky Mountains.
That's right. So guys, when we say that this new development is going to change the face of Castle Rock forever, you know, we're talking talking 6,000 new homes there in Dawson Trails. You're talking the new Costco and other shopping developments that are going to come in that immediate vicinity. 5 minutes north of that, you've got the new Brickyard development with the Castle Rock Sports Center. And then 5 minutes from that, you've got downtown Castle Rock here, which gives you just some of the best sense of community that you're gonna find, honestly, in my opinion, any of these major cities here in the Denver metro area.
And it's also, last point, it's just super walkable. So whenever you guys do find parking, whether it's in the garage or whether it's on the street, everything is within several blocks of itself. You've got some great weather, spring, summer, and fall. Even like our winters have been pretty mild lately. You've got the river that goes right through the center of it. Like, even if you're not able to find a spot right by the restaurant you want to go to, it's actually not bad. Just
it's fun to get out and walk
in Oldtown Castle Rock, what I would call Oldtown Castle Rock, downtown Castle Rock, like one of my favorite breakfast spots right over here. Again, like because it's so walkable, because you've got so many just like cool shops down here, you're not necessarily trying to jam yourself into that spot. If anything, it's encouraging of just getting outside. And if you do eat, a 20-minute walk after you eat, I hear it's great for you, right? So either way, really fun. But again, like sometimes if you're downtown, you've got cars driving by, maybe it's a little bit louder than you like, a little bit busier than you like, and you're not necessarily into that. Well, this being so peaceful and quiet and so walkable, it does encourage some of that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's all we got, guys.
I like how I say that in some motorcycles, like,
Totally, totally. Motorcycles are welcome here in
Eli loves motorcycles. I talk him out of it.
They're okay. I like them.
I want this guy getting hurt.
They're okay. I don't want to get hurt either. We need to be around to serve you guys for all your real estate needs.
So there you have it. Everything you guys need to know when it comes to some of these new developments in Castle Rock. If you've seen some of Castle Rock before, if you've heard about it before, it's definitely changing. There is definitely what I would call a Castle Rock 2.0. So if it wasn't for you prior, because maybe lack of resources or lack of development, that will not be the case anymore. If you guys have questions on that, that QR code hovering right there, that is for our relocation guide. It gives you guys everything you need to know. It's 40 pages. It's mobile friendly. It's free. It's for you guys. There's also a phone number down below. We would love to answer your questions, anything that you guys have. We'd love to help you with those real estate needs.
That's right.
But until next week, or until
Tuesday.
Tuesday evening for our live.
Yeah, that's right.
See you guys very soon.
All right, we'll see you guys.